Cause they still, you feel me?
Look.
All in our shit. Yeah, man. Went through every room already, huh? You lying.
Swear to God, bro. So I'm like, God.
Why though?
I don't know why. I don't even trust that many niggas.
Mm.
I don't even like that many niggas. Or even if I do trust niggas, that many niggas, I don't. Why so many niggas?
Cause to open my water. It's alright.
I didn't put my lips on it.
It's alright.
I didn't put my lips on it.
I don't care if you did.
What's up? She said Deen with 18 E's. You gotta know me. We gotta have some history. The way you said Deen. She said Deen with 18 E's, cuz. Deen. For me. Yeah, let's go. You good? Huh?
Taking any of this?
All right, chat.
Hey, Neon. They say your cameraman muted you. Hey, could somebody get this ice, please?
They muted me?
Yeah,
about to now.
tell and they
Why do we have a whole bag of ice?
Could you take this off his neck?
Yeah, of course.
Could you put this one on his neck?
Or you could have just gave me some neck.
All right, let's go. Chat, it's time to win $1 million. All right,
I'm with that.
I'm with that. Thank you so much. The food is amazing. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much, man. The food was amazing.
Start hitting that motherfucker, boy. I think that food starting to kick in. That it's in my system now. I think before I just had to let that bitch settle. Now I'm starting to feel a little good with my shit. Yo, you muted your shit when you were talking. You heard? That nigga from New York, an Indian nigga from New York. Do it.
What the fuck you doing, bro?
Do it.
Stupid.
Do it.
Oh shit. Nah, bro. No. Come out here, bro. Come out here, bro. I'm about to ham you.
He ran up on bro like he was finna do a tackle drill on bro. They said Deen the bipolar.
Oh, he was about to tackle, bro. Head up with the.
What? What?
Oh shit, bro.
How this one cut?
Who threw that? Who threw it, baby?
Bro,
He threw up? He ain't even eat.
ain't did nothing wrong. I got something up me though, I think.
What's
Thought I had
on my
something on me,
wrist,
gang.
It's for the trip.
Oh, I'm tripping.
Oh, that's the one I had on me, ain't it?
Fuck.
Huh?
Are you gonna start feeling that bitch in your stomach, bro?
That shit gonna start burning?
It hurts right now.
Hell yeah, I already know.
I'm glad I ate too much, bro. I was
Bitch
scared.
ass
I ain't gonna
up.
lie.
Check. We in a lit house.
Oh my god.
Hey, give me a portable, please. Yo, Z, give me a portable, bro.
Yeah, that's why I came to kick. Cause kick purple, yeah.
Kick is green.
No,
I mean,
portable.
yeah, my bad. Kick
You
green.
got one?
Yeah. Hell no, I threw this up.
Thank you.
I mean, if you telling me my breath stink, just say it.
No, I'm just trying to help you out.
Hey, dress 6'9". Chill out, right? What's you on? Man, chill out. Man. You spamming the same shit. Bandcuff, he said it again.
Bro?
You really need this, bro.
You should just hold on back.
Can I use that, please?
Thanks, bro.
Only because you bought me food, bro.
Bro, look at the ratio, cuz.
I know.
Like people be talking shit
Yeah,
about
I
my
just
shit,
sent
but
No.
it's only
I didn't know.
because I just started
Yeah,
going back
yeah,
consistent on my shit. You feel me?
Well, they tripping, bro.
I've been down for a
Oh,
minute.
Mia did. Mia be on point, boy.
I was in a relationship for the last
Come
5
on, bro.
years. I was doing
You got a
time.
gum, you ain't give a nigga no none.
That's fucked up.
Selfish ass nigga. Now you got, bro. Appreciate it.
Damn.
What's landing on? I ain't got no money. I don't even know.
I saw how much you made.
Huh?
You got money.
Right. I don't even know how to get the money off.
What? You didn't set up your account, your thing?
It goes straight to your account.
What do you mean?
Your kick money.
It go straight to where?
Your bank account.
To your bank account. Connect to your bank
It's gonna
account.
pop up. You're gonna see a big check.
For real?
Yeah, nigga.
For real?
Yeah. Oh, this your gum?
He think about that shit like, man, I need to check my shit.
No, well, every 2 weeks. Yeah. You gonna check your bank account?
I ain't check shit.
That's it, shit.
Man, that money better not be in there if I look at my account.
Why?
Cause he going straight to
Cause he gonna dip.
I ain't gonna lie. And Mike.
They do look like he eats gum. You ever swallow gum?
Yeah.
No.
All right, let's go. Yeah, Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, you got it. Come on.
Do it to me.
Check.
You need to
What's
go? Where? I can't. Oh, my bad. Catch, man.
It said he ain't got his bank account.
up?
You're retarded.
Andrew.
Yeah, what were we doing?
You thought I did it?
Oh, they got a to-go thing. Food.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play some vibes in this beat.
Nigga.
They said Deen move off today. How about
Say, you
y'all
better
ask
not
him
say
if he's
it.
good? How about you spread some
Damn,
positivity?
bro.
Bitch.
I ate way too much of that.
And this one, I'm
Stomach
gonna
hurt?
start reading that shit. I'm gonna stop it.
So you don't drink, huh?
Nah.
Why?
I just don't like it. Like, I don't want to ever get involved in
I'm
it.
gonna change the speed. I'm cocaine and weed. Smoking on dirt, my girl. Sipping on surf, hurt. See, I'm on the losing lane. I'm peel my nose, I'm lame. I steal my Q's and P's. I just be getting my B's. I'm banging no B's and C's. The person gave me the keys. I got a few mil on please.
Are y'all excited for Monaco? Yes or no?
I don't know how to set it up to where it go to my account.
And nigga, I'm sour as fuck. I don't know what's my cup. I just keep feeling myself. I just be feeling myself. I just been feeling myself. Yeah, and I love all my sons to death. I'm forever, I'll face the next. It's the water boy out in the day. Get aluminum pen off the shelf. It's essential when cooking this milk.
Oh, why?
And we put on my demons to rest. He was dry, he ain't had to get wet. Do the same if you want to get drenched. I'm so quick with this feel like a fish. I'm so quick with this feel like a battery.
I got it.
You gotta do it on the laptop. On the laptop, you gotta do it.
You can do it on that.
You can't. It's called a stripe. You have a stripe? Yeah, you good. Check your bank account.
Oh, take a stripe, yeah. Take a stripe account.
I don't know it. What stripe?
Yeah. Mercury set it up for you.
What stripe at?
Maybe you got a bug on his head?
App. I don't think it's an app. It's a website or an app.
It's a website and app.
Where's that? Where's stripe at?
You gotta get it, bro. Huh?
Help me, bro.
What's going on? Are we
Hey,
good?
lower the brightness on your phone, gang.
What?
The reflection.
Why are we going?
Oh, shit.
I feel like we're getting like, we're not. Yo.
Ask bro, did you set me up a stripe?
He did, bro. That's why you're able to get paid.
Well, what's my stripe?
You text Mercury. You put you in a group chat. I don't have your info. Text Mercury and the Deen.
I don't know. Where, bro? Help me, bro.
Shit.
Bro,
Fuck out of here.
call the Deen, bro. Yeah.
This nigga so jumpy. Why this nigga so scared?
Yo, Merc, you're not in the chat, bitch ass nigga. Let me ask him right now.
They been milking that boy. He don't even got his money. He don't even know how to
scared?
get his money.
Y'all ever been jumped before?
Yeah,
What?
it's fun.
How?
I voluntarily got jumped.
Knocking niggas out.
What do you mean voluntarily?
Fun.
I did for a video.
What the fuck?
YouTube video. My nigga right there was one of the niggas that jumped me.
Oh.
No, it was actually, but we actually fought though. 3 niggas, 3v1.
And you won.
Mm-hmm. Beat the fuck out their ass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was ABC and Stripe.
He's in a gang? Bro, AB is not in a gang, bro. What are you talking about? Y'all know how blackjack works?
You know AB do.
Why you keep watching the gay clips, bro?
That's what they sending me, bro. I swear.
You do it to yourself? Fuck off.
We got Florida shit.
That nigga hating ass mellow.
What I say, I put a switch on F and see if it work. I pop it out like a perk. You gotta pay, well, oh, you know I ain't going. Making that cat bullets Terrell on. Niggas be talking that money, talk really be running. Bitch freaked out, fuck gunning. Feel like a band, we all got drunk and we steppin'. Pat like Julius Pepper, dog with Drake. I give a nigga the beats, all back looking like you. Feel like an Uber, walking down right on his V. Anything free with a ski. Hey, I print the check, then I go to BOA. See Lil Jack, no, it's a BOA. Catch me a rapper and shoot at his head top. I'm trying to shoot him and knock off his dreadlock. I get the load and I spin like a hula hoop. Big boy down, different color like Fruit Loop. She in the pool going dick like a scuba too. Everywhere I go, they always ask me like, who is you? She pass the whole round away like Bang Bro. Stay with this guy like Johnny on St. Rose. Long as she fuck, I act like I ain't no place abroad I can't go. Nigga ain't go to this city. Catch me with a hoe, I'm popping the tip.
That's why the fuck they be doing that shit to a nigga. So we gonna move and do us right now. Subs and stuff.
Yeah, so that's just that.
Yeah.
However, little did Amelia know that her
Damn!
First month.
Hey! You know this one's gonna be like, whoa, don't show.
Yeah. This might be double.
She's gonna be double?
Probably triple.
You streaming every day, right?
Yeah.
Woo!
I say in the next 6 months I'll be a millionaire again off kick. If I keep grinding the way I'm grinding, and pushing the way I'm pushing every day, the next 6 months I will be back a millionaire off kick. I just want to thank all the problems out there. I love y'all. I'm gonna keep this entertainment going for y'all, and I'm gonna keep hustling for y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I can literally say 4 weeks ago, I was dead broke. I ain't have a crumb. And y'all got me back lit, so I appreciate y'all. I don't want to cry today, but I love y'all, bro.
I'll never forget
Subs and stuff.
Yeah, so that's just that.
Yeah.
However, little did Amelia know that her
Damn!
First.
24 years old, one stupid decision, and the rest of his life has been thrown away, mandatory, after being found guilty of shooting at the police, hitting nothing, and still getting a mandatory life sentence. Quick pause, because this might actually help you out. If you've ever needed access to your money before payday, there's a banking app called Current that lets you get up to $750 pay. It'll take you straight to the sign up page where you can create an account. After you complete those steps, you'll see the option to enter my promo code Jake1090. Tight sometimes is definitely like you stay. After opening fire on Tampa police, 4-year-old Florida man sent people like you stay more on top of their finances. 24-year-old Florida man sentenced to life after opening fire on Tampa police. No one was hit during the gun battle. This is how he looked in court. This is how he looked in the moment. And Say Cheese would write, Matthew Fowler, 24, was sentenced to life in prison after a jury found him guilty of trying to kill 2 Tampa police officers during a 2025 shootout at the Azula North Apartments. Prosecutors said Fowler, a convicted felon, pulled out a handgun during a struggle with officers, opened fire, then tried to flee before being arrested nearby. Nobody was hit in the gun battle. He was convicted on multiple charges, including 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer. And shout out to the homie Red. Red's the one who did the tattoo on the back of my head. But he said, welcome to Trigger City. And Lolo Bangs would say, first thing they gonna ask him when he get in is, how you get life without a body? That's a fact.
Guilty on all charges, a jury convicting this man, Matthew Fowler, of attempted murder Thursday after a shootout with 2 Tampa police officers. We have body camera video from that day.
He's got a gun. He's got a gun. Let me go. Let me go. You better let me go.
Crazy there. You hear how scared the officer sounds and just how serious that situation is. So this happened in February of last.
Okay, I don't want to be that guy, but clearly we heard a female officer. And I don't want to be that guy. But this close to each other and nobody hit nothing. I'm talking about, this is like as close as I am to the fucking camera. He isn't a trained shooter, clearly, you know what I'm saying? But she had to go through an academy to learn how to shoot, and somehow neither one of them hit each other. I don't know if anybody's considered this. Maybe they can consider it now that we're not in the moment or right after. You know, obviously everybody's going to be like, well, thank God that officer didn't die in the line of duty. She is protecting the streets of Tampa. I don't even know where the Azula apartments are. Oh, okay, so this is down the street from Busch Gardens. This is the certified trenches. Okay. 1,000%. If you've ever visited Tampa and gone to Busch Gardens, until you are inside Busch Gardens, you are in the fucking ghetto.
You ain't safe.
But you know, she's putting her life on the line for her community. An honorable job, some may say. But she's trained to do her job. And obviously now that she hasn't been struck, you know, she's been killed.
Let's clear that up though, because that's not really the ghetto for real. That is not the ghetto. That is not the hood. That is not like, that's really not the hood part of the shit. So I'm gonna clear that up. Now on the side where the apartment is, yeah, that whole side over there gutter. But that's on the other side. It's like across the street from that bitch. It's not near the entrance. The entrance of Busch Gardens, it ain't nothing around it. It's so straight. He talking about the other side down the street.
But she also wasn't struck either. They should consider putting her back in the fucking academy, because if you can't shoot somebody 3 feet.
Because you got to think about it. They're going to have an amusement park with some animals with the potential of some fuck shit happening where they can escape. They're going to have it around the hood or where the niggas at. Think about that. Just real shit.
Away from you. I'm not adamant. Obviously, now that she hasn't been struck, you know, she's been killed, but she also wasn't struck either. They should consider putting her back in the fucking academy, because if you can't shoot somebody 3 feet away from you, I'm not sure there's too much protecting you can really do. If you can't use the fucking thing that they give you, not just bang it off to where everyone's deaf, but actually use it to put somebody down when they're firing at you, you're not really a factor. You're not really doing nothing. I mean, he's just as useless. He couldn't even hit you. And you're right there. But it's like, did anybody consider maybe that officer needs to go back to school?
Situation is, so this happened in February of last year at the Zula North Apartments on East Bush Boulevard.
Hey, they
TPD was there responding to
both had
reports of a
angels.
robbery when officers came in contact with Fowler. Court records show Fowler was a convicted felon with an extended criminal history before that shootout.
And
Now,
that's
this
why
is
they
the
gave
Florida
him
Department of Corrections website. They keep saying he's a felon. I want to see what he's been charged with. For some reason, he has an A on his tag. Normally, people from Tampa will have a T or a C for Central Florida. Born in 2001, he was released from prison in 2023. He was closed custody, which means he was getting into some fucking trouble. And he has a very strange build. I see why he grew his hair out. But back in, let's see. Oh, he's been to prison twice.
Yeah.
In 2020, he was convicted of grand theft of a motor vehicle, which is grand theft auto, burglary, willful fleeing and eluding of law enforcement, robbery with no gun, felon with a gun, and grand theft of a firearm. They sentenced him to 1 year and a day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 felonies. He got a year and a day. So he went into prison in April of 2021 and got out in August of 2021. So he literally only did 4 months in there, which means the rest of that time he must have did in the county. Then in January of 2022, he got caught with another gun. So carrying a concealed firearm, felon in possession, and only got 2 years for that. So he went in 2022 and got out the very next year because, again, he's getting time served for his time spent in jail. So this dude was getting off super easy. We don't have the 3-strike law like they do in California, but homie, this was your 3rd strike. You went to prison once for 4 months. You went back to prison for less than a year. You've seen what it is inside of there. You've experienced how there's nothing after that but death. That is the worst you can do once you hit Florida State Prison. There's nothing after it except for a grave. That is the final stop. You've seen the worst the state of Florida has to offer. And you decided, I'm going to go home and do the same shit all over again. Now, according to this article, a jury reached a verdict Thursday for a Tampa man who was accused of shooting at law enforcement early last year. It happened in February 2025. The officers involved in the shooting, Detective Amy Jones and Corporal Caitlin Ford, it was 2 females, and still nobody could shoot them, were not injured. The department previously said they were reportedly conducting follow-up investigations on an unrelated robbery at the apartment complex before coming into contact with Fowler, who was on a bike, dead broke. Fowler could be seen trying to enter vehicles and apartment doors. Body cam video shared by TPD shows the 2 officers approaching Fowler before asking for his ID. Shortly after, a struggle ensues before Fowler allegedly pulled out a gun and fired at them. Well, it ain't allegedly anymore. Now, I'm going to try to show you all the body cam, but if it gets a little too spicy, I'm going to obviously have to edit that out. So I probably won't be able to show you the shooting itself, even though nobody got hit.
Shit, we can pull it up myself.
How you doing? Good. You have any ID on you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
First off, I never understood why people wear those fucking ugly ass hats. Like, this shit's so, you know, you wear some shit like that, you deserve the mandatory life sentence.
No, man, get the fuck out of here, bro. This nigga hating on the nigga.
Fowler.
M-A-T-T-H-E-W. It's right
Fowler.
here now.
That's right. I don't need you. Yeah, you're good. I don't need you to grab for anything.
Shield me now. What's going on? How are you? Good.
Just put your hands on your head for me.
I gotta put my
hands on your head.
Hold on. All right, man. Let me get off my head. He's got a gun. He's got a gun. Let me go. Let me go. You better let me go. Let go.
He said, "You better let me go."
No, say more again. Say more. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Now, to be fair, he might have shot like once and she shot a couple of times, but it didn't seem like he had intent on killing. It seemed like he had intent on getting away. If you think pulling out a gun and firing at a cop is the best way to do that, you obviously played yourself.
We have some breaking news for you here. A jury found Matthew Fowler guilty on all charges. He got into a shootout with 2 Tampa police officers in February of 2025. This happened at the Azula North Apartments on East Bush Boulevard. This is body camera video from that day. TPD was there responding to reports of a robbery when they encountered Fowler. At the time, Fowler was already a convicted felon with an extensive criminal history. He is now facing a mandatory life sentence.
Damn, he had an extended mag on it too. Look at that. When that cop came up, was lifted up the other side and showed he didn't have anything. But clearly it was on his right side. Now, the reason he got a mandatory life sentence, I'm assuming, is that's because that's what comes with the punishment of attempted murder of a law enforcement officer. And now he's been found guilty. So we don't even have to wait until sentencing because we already know he's done. Threw his entire life away. This is why when you commit crimes, when you break into things, he's doing bum shit, right? Like he's checking car doors and he's checking apartment doors, which is crazy. But had he entered somebody's house and they confronted him the same way the police confronted him, who's to say he wouldn't have killed that person inside of their home? It could have been so much worse. He could have pulled on a door and your sister or your mother opens that door. And whatever happens, he pulls out and starts firing. This could have affected anybody. Law enforcement shows up, they check him, he pulls out, they pull out, they fire off, nobody gets hit, but this kid's cooked. 24 years old, had 2 chances. On his 3rd strike, he's out. And that's it. There's no parole in the state of Florida already. They're going to give him a mandatory sentence. And the fact that he took it to trial and this is the outcome, he's going to appeal it. He's going to try to fight it however he can. But I guarantee you he dies in prison. Because the state of Florida is not a state that plays about law enforcement. If your victim is a law enforcement officer,
attempt to kill,
they are not going to play with you. And hopefully this sticks out to some of y'all that are in your early 20s and in your late teens. All y'all want to be strapped up doing this and that dumb shit, whatever, whenever. When you have a gun on you, every altercation you get into now has the possibility of being deadly. Because you can't get into a physical fight with somebody and you got a gun. Because if they get the gun off of you, the gun gets used against you.
Right.
Which means any conflict you get into, that shit's getting pulled out. And you're responsible for every bullet fired out of that weapon. And if you're in the commission of a felony in the state of Florida, 10-20 life. You pull a gun, that's 10. You fire it, that's 20. You hit somebody, that's life. But yeah, Matthew Fowler's fucked. It's all right, though, because when he spawns in the next life, he can try to restart. And that's it. It's 1090J. Let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comment section. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. Till next.
That shit is crazy, though. I'm finna go to the footage of that shit right now, though, on Instagram. Who posted that shit? You see? You see posted shit. Yeah. I don't know where that shit at, man. Anyways. This shit was crazy right here, though. So the scientist died and resurfaced videos of him exposing the alien or the aliens.
I asked them to tell me about who was flying these things. He therefore said, fine. They're approximately 5 feet, 4.5 to 5 feet tall. They had one or two of them around that were 230 years old, and we have a total of at least 18 that exist and operate with our facility as Teller set it up. Now notice the eyes are different, nose are different, but they do have 5 fingers, 5 toes, 2 eyes, and rather strangely enough, I asked him how they communicate. He says, well, it's like this, Ward. You all of a sudden have a question in your mind. You walk into a room with one of them, and all of a sudden you find yourself giving the answer to your question in your own voice. You're able to use your own voice by telepathy to talk to you. And I said, fine. Now that's how they look front. But when you turn around and look at the back, it's like that. Now notice that they have 3 backbones. They're actually cartilage. Nevertheless, it's a much more efficient system than ours. They also have 3 ribs in their system rather than more. This is also the back side of an alien. Here's a 45-degree look. And here's the back of the head. Notice the veins up here. And now when we talk about aliens, I pushed the issue, and he said, well, there's kind of 2 groups.
Metaphase. Metaphase. Genius. That's fucking genius. Metaphase. As long as you could keep, as long as you swift with your shit, you know you can keep your shit on. That's genius. Metaphase.
Why you touching my car, bro? Why you touching my car, bro? What's up, nigga? What's up? What's up?
What's happening, nigga?
He's taking his ass up. He got his ass whooped. How this nigga still got the glasses on, bro? What, he got them bitches strapped on his face?
I you here, nigga. I you here.
How he still got the glasses on his face?
Huh? You done?
Hey.
Huh?
Yeah.
You done?
Yeah.
You gonna stop?
Yeah.
You gonna stop?
I said, yeah, man.
You sure? Huh? You sure? Huh? We cool? You sure? Yeah? Don't ever touch my shit, nigga. Don't ever touch my shit, nigga. You sure?
Yeah, we good.
Nah, nigga, you sure?
We good.
Huh?
I see yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Go ahead.
You're doing too much, my nigga. You're doing too much. You don't got no say.
That's my son.
I go, fuck, nigga. He good, nigga. Why you touching my car, bro?
Why is you here?
Why you touching my car, bro? What's up, my nigga? What's up? What's up?
What's happening, nigga?
That nigga got his ass beat up. in front of your jits. That's fucked up, man. You know they looking out the window. They see your ass get knocked around. That's wild as fuck. Embarrassing. Anyways, moving back to congratulating the Spurs on going to the finals. New York back in the finals, and they gotta go against they arch nemesis. And they ain't gonna win this time either, bitch. They are not beating the alien, man. The only way they win against the Spurs is if Wemby gets hurt. I'm sorry to say that. So let's go ahead and congratulate the new champions right now before the series and the finals actually start. We're gonna congratulate the Spurs, and we're gonna congratulate the Knicks too for making it to the finals. You gotta congratulate the Knicks too. They did what they were supposed to do. They won. Even though they ain't want to win, they won because they finally made it to that bit. New York satisfied with that. I ain't gonna lie. They want the championship. Don't get me wrong. They will love what? They will fuck the whole country up if they get that championship. That's why they not gonna do it. No. For the security of the country of America, they will not allow the Knicks to win. That will cause an explosion within the country in which the U.S. can't handle. If the Knicks was to actually win the finals, it's not gonna happen. That's why they going up against the alien. Now they had a chance to win. The Knicks actually had a chance to win this finals if they were playing against OKC. They ain't got no goddamn chance against the Spurs. I hate to say it. It is not a chance in fucking hell. And I fuck with the Knicks. I fuck with Jalen Brunson, man. I don't even really fuck with the Knicks. I fuck with the Knicks because of Jalen Brunson. But man, look, I hate to say that shit, boy, but congratulations to both teams for making it. But nah, the league will not allow New York to win because of the effect that it will have on the country. And you know, that's why they're going against the Spurs. Wemby, the real MVP, they got to give him his MVP title. The way he shined on that first day, on the first game against OKC. All right, well, now after that little intermission, we're gonna go to some really, really horrible news for NBA YoungBoy. Huh?
Really bad news for NBA YoungBoy and his crew. It looks like this All-Star JR situation is a lose-lose situation for them. There's literally no win in this. All-Star JR new charges has everyone very suspicious of YoungBoy's crew. And it feels like they're in a position to where they either get federally indicted.
Listen, this is the moment. This is the moment that I told y'all about. I told niggas when NBA had dropped that shit and he was out that deal and he did that tour shit, I said, okay, he doing a lot. There's some shit gonna happen and they gonna bring up NBA YoungBoy old paperwork. It's gonna circle right back around to that what that was. Was it 2015? What case? They're gonna circle right back to that damn case though when he was a jit. But he was legit. They might have sealed that bitch. But you know what they say about sealed documents.
Or they get labeled rats. There's really no in between. If they
I think
don't
he
get
was due to pay
federally
that though.
indicted, they get labeled a rat. Here's where the suspicion of NBA YoungBoy's crew come in. So All-Star JR was initially arrested by the feds for being in possession of a firearm in relation to the incident where All-Star JR shot NBA Ben 10 and J Prince affiliates at the Houston nightclub Confessions. Now, when he was arrested, in the complaint, they listed out all type of things, such as All-Star JR standing over NBA Ben 10 and shooting him multiple times while Ben 10 lay there unconscious. All-Star JR chasing people down throughout the hall, shooting at them with their back turns, running away. But they didn't charge him with shooting anybody. They just charged him with being in possession of a firearm. But here's where the confusing part comes in. The feds picked up the case, but they only picked it up for being in possession of a firearm because the state of Texas just charged All-Star JR as lately as this week for aggravated assault leading to spinal injury. So we have an altercation that took place where All-Star JR picked up NBA Ben 10 and members of the YoungBoy crew's firearm and then used that same firearm to shoot at them. The feds charged All-Star JR for being in possession of a firearm for that incident. Then the state charged him for actually firing the firearm. I'm so confused here. Why would the feds only pick up half of the case and the state pick up the other half? Especially when Houston PD listed All-Star JR as the victim. They listed him as the victim after reviewing the footage. And they said that he was defending himself after men jumped him and tried to snatch his chain.
Police are searching for a gunman they say shot two men inside of a nightclub late last night.
Yeah, this happened at Confessions on Kirby Drive, where police say a violent altercation quickly ramped up. KHOU 11's Devon Rami joins us live from outside that restaurant where this all happened. Devon, walk us through what exactly led up to this shooting.
Hey, good morning, Alona and Jacob. So this all happened, police say, just behind me here inside the Confessions nightclub there, which is on the second floor of this building where you see all those lights on and the sign lit up there reading Confessions. Now, it all quickly spiraled into a chaotic fist fight, ending in gunfire that left two men critically injured, according to Houston police. Now, police say this all happened around 11:30 last night inside Confessions here on Kirby Drive. Investigators say an altercation involving three men broke out when two men tried to rip chains off another man's neck. Now, it's unclear if they knew each other. Police say the two suspects took the man to the ground and managed to steal his chains. Moments later, several others jumped in, turning the situation into a massive fight with multiple people beating the victim.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
Him was something that even the feds have refused to charge him with, which is aggravated assault leading to spinal injury. Now, All-Star JR shot two people.
Spinal
injury. Both were not a threat to him, right? Both had their back turned. The other dude he shot was running out the door when All-Star JR shot him. Ben 10 was on the ground lifeless when All-Star JR shot him. But they're only charging All-Star JR with the attack on NBA Ben 10. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. But there are two theories floating around that explains this and might give context to it. Both theories look terrible for YoungBoy and his crew. More specifically, YoungBoy crew, because he could just dish them niggas, right, once it gets bad. But yeah, the two theories that's floating around that would make this make sense is very bad news for YoungBoy's crew. Now, the reason why they're charging All-Star JR with aggravated assault that led to spinal injury, well, because the police finally confirmed NBA Ben 10 has been capping and lying to us all along. He has irreversible, he's paralyzed. Like, he is paralyzed for life.
Irreversibly? Damn, dog, that's fucked up. Damn, bro. That's fucked up, bro.
according to the police. That forced NBA Ben 10 to ultimately come out and confirm he's been lying all along and that he is paralyzed, but he claims this just what comes with being shot and that he's gonna walk someday. The doctor said he just gotta learn how to walk again. Man, all right, bro.
I thought it was the other nigga.
Big ass lizards.
I know this was. What up, cuz?
What up now?
Got Pistol P with me. And I got Cool with me. I got Cooper with me too. Had me. I'm going through that situation right now, but we still taking it out.
There's that. After months of lying to us, it looks like the truth is finally out. He is paralyzed. Now, here's where we currently sit at. All-Star JR has been hit with a fed case and a state case. He's been hit with possessing a firearm and shooting NBA Ben 10. The reason why the possession of the firearm charges specifically doesn't make sense, if All-Star JR got the gun from NBA Ben 10 and J. Prince Jr. when the gun fell to the ground while he was being jumped, he didn't bring the gun to the venue. He picked up the gun to defend himself, and he left the gun at the venue when he left out. So the only reason he'll be charged with possession of a firearm is if somebody told him, folks, no, he brought the gun in. That was not our gun. That's the first thing. Now, All-Star JR's crew and his team believes that NBA Ben 10 is telling and snitching on him. Academics believes that the reason why the feds is charging All-Star JR initially is because they're building a larger case on NBA Ben 10 and the YoungBoy crew.
Of course,
which would make sense why All-Star JR was listed as the victim, but
of fucking course they are. This is the feds. This is America. That nigga clear how many millions on his tour? Yeah, they want to take some. They want to fuck just the taxes. They want to get some money from him on the legal side, on the judicial side. They would, yeah, Uncle Sam got his tax and the IRS got their money. But now the judicially, they want niggas to pay. They finna lock the whole, they finna
NBA Ben 10,
I don't know how
Jay
many
Prince,
niggas
and nobody involved have been charged with aggravated robbery because they did rob him at gunpoint. They had a gun on him, right? They stole, what, like $100,000 in possessions from All-Star JR? So in that regard, why haven't they been charged with robbery yet? Why haven't they been charged with assault yet?
Then they take him to the hospital.
Academics believe there's, again, the feds are building a larger case against YoungBoy. And then we'll get to why All-Star JR and his team believes NBA Ben 10 is snitching on them.
What kind of investigation is that? Are you saying federal informants?
No. I'm saying it could be a racketeering thing. It could be something ongoing. We've seen in situations, obviously, like the feds usually move different than the state, but let's look at what happened in Memphis. Big Jook, they didn't pick Big Jook up immediately. Like, he was pretty much part of a larger thing. Also, let's look at King Von. King Von, a lot of people felt like they shouldn't have dropped the case on statewide when it came to the whole thing with the shooting in 2019. That was going to get picked up by the feds. Actually, they're trying to put it on Dirk now again. So sometimes they allow someone to be free because maybe they got a bigger investigation going on, and you lock them up now for this.
That shit,
granted, it is a charge, but it might be the larger scale investigation. That's the only thing I could think.
That's one theory. Now, I watched the Traplo Ross documentary where NBA YoungBoy is, he's rapping about having 14 bodies. Maybe they are investigating them for one body, and they're about to tie this into that, into the larger RICO conspiracy. That's one theory. The second theory is, well, they snitching. All right, they is snitching. That is the second theory. And All-Star JR's representative, Dogface, he believes that NBA Ben 10 told the police something and that he's snitching. And, I interviewed Dogface, so here's the full clip of Dogface explaining why he believes NBA Ben 10 is snitching and has cooperated with the police. We are back, man, with probably the most viral hip-hop commentator right now on the internet, man. Dogface, how you feeling, man?
All's well, brother. How you feel? I'm a little bit jet lagged, but other than that, all's well.
Yeah, man. Hey, bruh, dog, I can't turn on Instagram without seeing a Dollface clip down, man. Right, brother, you everywhere, man. Feel me? Like one, how did you even like maneuver? Because like a year ago, you were kind of like laying low, right? Ain't really care about like the media stuff. Now you're everywhere. So how did you even like maneuver that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, one of the biggest misconceptions is that I'm new when it comes to this medium. I actually started podcasting in the city of Detroit in 2011.
Really?
So I pioneered podcasting. In 2011, the word podcast wasn't even a part of the urban vernacular, bro. People didn't know what podcasting was in 2011. The only examples we had of podcasting was the Howard Stern show and the Rush Limbaugh show. So I've actually been operating this space for the better part of 14, 15 years. Over the course of the last year or two, I kind of like refocused my energy and decided to turn up because, I mean, all things is possible. Podcasting is sexier than it used to be 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. And then there's the potential, and it's endless potential in podcasting now. And in my view, podcasting is the new king of urban media.
Nah, it's facts, man. All right, man. But speaking of an urban media, man, you have been the most credible voice when it comes to this All-Star JR situation, man. You called it. You told the world that NBA Ben 10 was paralyzed. He lied until he couldn't lie no more, right?
Yeah.
And now he has officially confirmed that he is paralyzed, man. So when you heard that news that NBA Ben 10 is officially paralyzed, now the feds are saying he's officially and permanently paralyzed. He's saying the doctors told him he just got to practice and like able to walk eventually. So what's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that is that nothing that he says is credible.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that he's saying, or that he will say, or that he has said, is meant to kind of like throw the public off, throw people who are actually concerned with this off base, so that they really can't get to the real, they can't get to the guts of what's really going on with him. I don't think anything that he says has been credible thus far, because like you so eloquently pointed out, he lied from the very beginning, all trying to save face, all trying to clout chase, and all trying to justify all that has happened with this whole situation. So I don't think anything that Ben 10 or anybody from that camp, not just him, anybody else from that camp, even though he's been the most vocal because I believe he's the most stupid out of all of them. Mm-hmm. So he's the one because of his closeness to NBA YoungBoy. He's the one who feels like he has a point to prove, which is stupid, but he's the one who feels like that he has to prove a point by trying to throw people off and try to make himself look as gangster as possible. When none of this from top to bottom is gangster. None of this what happened. None of this happened. Nothing about that incident was gangster. It's all unfortunate. And I wish from the inside looking out, I wish none of it would have happened.
Well, facts, man. But do you hope that he walks again?
I don't give a he never walk again. I'm not concerned with his physical condition. I'm not concerned with his mental condition. As a black man, I mean, I'm not just a totally person. So all I will say about that is I wish it would have never happened to begin with. But since it did happen, he hasn't exactly enamored himself on the general public to make people feel sorry for him, man. Right now, he's trying to present himself to the whole world like he's a victim in order to justify that all this is told the federal government about what happened that night.
Wait, hold on. So you believe that he's currently cooperating with the federal government and he has given information?
He definitely did.
And how you know this?
We know that just based on looking at the charges. So listen, All-Star Jet, when you look at what happened tonight, and I think we talked before. So let's just kind of like get to the heart of what took place here. Let's kind of like dispel some of the rumors and do away with all the myths surrounding what happened. People first of all, Jay Prince Jr. made a statement on Instagram a couple of days after this incident transpired. He made an Instagram post in which he said that none of this was supposed to happen. It wasn't a plan. It wasn't orchestrated. It wasn't prearranged. He said that he arrived late to a party that was already ongoing at Confessions, which was OG3's party. He arrived late due to the fact that he had to attend his auntie's birthday party and then he had to go to physical therapy. None of that was true. None of that was true, which is why he took that down, because he nailed himself to like a chronological time chain of events that took place. OG3's birthday party, his birthday celebration with his family and friends, it was never at Confessions. His birthday party, the birthday celebration, was at a restaurant called Atlantic Oceans in Houston. A part of the Atlantic Ocean's birthday party package is what they do is they create novelty menus with whoever the birthday person's name on the menu. And so he was at Atlantic Oceans, and he didn't leave to go to Confessions until he got a phone call from Jay Prince Jr. And that's when the entire birthday party, women, kids, children, got up and left, and they met Jay Prince Jr. in the parking lot of Confessions, and they came into the restaurant together. So Jay Prince Jr. saying that he arrived late to a party that was already ongoing at Confessions is not true. They got there at 11 o'clock. It happened on Wednesday, April 8th. On Wednesdays, Confessions closes at midnight. The kitchen closes at 11:30. They arrived at 11:30. If you examine the police report, it said the incident took place at approximately 11:30. So they got there as the restaurant was closing. The kitchen was closed. They got there and they arrived all together. They didn't arrive separately. Jay Prince Jr., he did not arrive to a party that was already ongoing. They arrived together. They walked in together. They confronted All-Star JR together. So all that is lies.
Now, here, okay, so when you say Ben 10 may have given information to the feds, now
I'm telling you that Ben 10 did get information to the feds.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Here, yes, right? All right, so now, again, we might not know the exact information, but from your best knowledge, what do you think that he told the feds? Or no, he told the feds?
He was questioned. So listen, so the one thing, see, people are kind of like jumping the gun and diving in and out of this, depending on what side of the equation they come down in their favor. Hey, listen, Flacco, you're a wise man. You're an uber intelligent individual. If you think that Ben 10 and NBA Ron and the rest of those demonic, satanic, worshiping ass, if you think that he sat in that hospital for 3.5 weeks, almost a month, and nobody in law enforcement questioned him about what transpired that night in Confessions, you know that's not true. You know that the local, state, and federal officials came into that hospital room to question him and to get his side of what happened.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
the reason why he's gone tone deaf is not because he got shot again. The reason why he has silenced himself is because everything that he did, that he said, is getting ready to surface. Everything that OG3 did and said, everything that the dead end Ron, everything that the people who were in their camp said to law enforcement, all that is going to come out now. All that tough gangster that they were trying to sell on the general public, none of that is true. He made a statement. So listen, All-Star JR, as you know, he didn't stay around to be questioned by law enforcement officials. He left. Right? He left the gun, he got in his truck, and he left. And then he came back to Michigan, right?
Yeah.
So he was communicating with law enforcement through his lawyer. He never made an official statement. They were trying to get him to give a play-by-play description of what transpired. His disposition and his position.
He already did it in the song, though.
Tells it all. It tells the whole story about what took place. If you want to know what happened, go look at the camera. The camera footage speaks for itself. And not just to
Well, okay. But here is where what works in your favor too is because the camera tells it all, that if somebody did not tell the police, hey, that gun that fell to the ground, it fell out of his pocket. Because if what the camera shows is a gun falling to the ground and him picking it up and then him dropping it off before leaving, then that falls within the law of that's not possession of a firearm, because if the assailants dropped a firearm and he picked it up and defended himself with the firearm, then like he can't be charged with possession of a firearm, because I don't know if All-Star JR has experience with the feds, but he knew exactly what to do. Like he knew to put it down here and walk out the place without it, because the statute says if you walk and leave the premises with it, you're now in possession of a firearm as a felon. So he knew So because he put it down and fell within the statute, the only reason they would charge him with a possession of a firearm is if somebody told them that, no, that was his gun. He brought it in. Now, I'm not saying
they did.
Now,
They
I'm not saying Ben 10 said that because you feel me, I ain't gangster. You gangster. But I'll be real. That looks very suspicious.
So listen, Flacco. So let's back up for 1 second, if we may. So listen. So there is. So according to state federal law, a person convicted of a felony cannot legally possess a firearm except for certain circumstances.
Yeah.
One of those circumstances is if you feel like that your life is in imminent danger. If you feel like that you are in danger, if you feel like that you are if you feel like that your life is in imminent danger, you can't possess a firearm and use the firearm to protect yourself as long as the threat exists. The reason why people are saying that the possession charge, that the feds charged him with being a felon in possessing a firearm, is not because he initially didn't have legal rights to possess it. They're saying that he went 2 steps too far by continuing to fire after the threat no longer existed. That's what they're saying. But I want to offer something to people who say that, people who are using that as a talking point. As a Monday morning quarterback, as a person who's just looking at footage, that's not all that clear. Because it doesn't even show where the gun came from or who dropped it or how it got there. It doesn't even show him picking it up. All he shows is that he shot. So let me just say this to you, right? And if the All-Star JR was a white guy from Topeka, Kansas, they would be praising him for defending himself against people who attacked him and robbed him. And I want to say this because we got a bunch of Monday morning quarterbacks who were saying, well, he went too far. Ben 10 was on the ground laying motionless, and he shot him, he spit on him, he smacked him with the pistol. He did all this right here. All things that Ben 10, once he did start talking, those are all things that he denied happening, by the way. He denied that he got slapped with a pistol. He denied that he got spat on. He denied that All-Star JR stood over him. And Ben 10's story is that All-Star JR was getting beat down, he was nervous, and he just shot recklessly and wildly. That was NBA Ben 10's official statement. He said that. Right? So here's the thing. How can you, in your mind, tell All-Star JR, who is being jumped and robbed by multiple people? So we're counting 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indian, because according to the video, we see 4, 5, or 6 guys jumping on All-Star JR. All-Star JR was approached by a mob of people. He didn't know how many people were jumping on him. He wasn't sitting back counting, oh, this 1, this is 2, this 3, that's 4, right? All he knows is he was confronted by a mob. And just because there was women in the entourage, don't mean that women don't jump in. We know that women jump into all kinds of shit when they're rocking out with their whole crew. So he didn't know how many people he was being attacked by. He just knew that he was being assaulted, and they were pulling at his chains, and they took his watch. So he was assaulted and robbed. One of the biggest things that people fail to realize and fail to talk about is that in the initial criminal complaint, when he got charged with being a felon in possession of a firearm, the criminal complaint spelled out the fact that while being assaulted and robbed, he came into possession of a firearm and he used it to defend himself. So my question that I want everybody to ask themselves this question. I want to put this on the table and then ask a question. You don't have a felon in possession of a firearm. You don't have a shooting without first having assault and a robbery. Nobody's locked up for the assault of All-Star JR, which took place before the shooting. Nobody's locked up for the robbery, which happened before the shooting. You don't have a shooting. You don't have anything involved with a firearm without first having to take into consideration that there was an assault and a robbery that took place first. How is law enforcement overlooking the assault and the robbery?
Yeah, man, listen, and it's so bad. Now that we know that he's not just being charged with possession, he's now being charged with aggravated assault. That resulted in spinal injury because of NBA Ben 10 is now permanently paralyzed. Now, first off, are you shocked that it was not attempted murder because they claim he stood over him and shot his neck while he was lifeless?
I'm not shocked. I can no longer be shocked by anything that happens in the judicial system in the state of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
My shock was the fact that I was shocked that he was initially charged with being a felon in possession of a firearm, but I understood it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked that NBA, Dead End Ron, and NBA, Ben 10, and OG3, and the rest of them demon seed ass are not charged with the assault and the robbery of All-Star JR. That's what I was shocked by. Anything past that, I'm not shocked. And let me tell you why. Here's why I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked because them country neck bone eating ass down there in Texas, right? There is a hand that is tipping the scale of justice against All-Star JR. Because when you look at the case in its totality, you know that something stinks to high. You know that the people who assaulted him and robbed him, there was supposed to be some charges levied against them.
Yeah.
Period.
Here, okay, but so here's where my question comes in, okay? Now, when you say the scales of justice is being tipped, are you saying that Mob Ties is influencing the charges? Do you feel like NBA YoungBoy being this like $100+ million artist who got UMG ties, you know, with like billionaires behind him? Do you feel like who do you feel like is stepping in and stopping NBA YoungBoy's crew and those people involved and Jay Prince Jr. from being prosecuted?
All of the above.
Well, but
all of the above.
But hold on though. If Mob Ties get him, but I don't think Mob Ties got that power though, man. Right? I think that YoungBoy probably do, but Mob Ties.
Okay, so listen. I think you're underestimating.
I'm trying to tell you, bitch.
Jay Prince Sr. has been a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a legendary figure, not just in the music scene, but in the political landscape as well. Jay Prince
That's the reason that nigga beat the
has
feds in the
financed
first
some of
place.
the political campaigns of some of the most important people, Black people specifically, Hispanic people in the state of Texas for the last 30 years.
Wow.
If you think Jay Prince Jr. is just some old nigga like Suge Knight running around doing dumb, goofy, you are sadly mistaken. Jay Prince Sr. is a business and political savvy individual, and he's used his money and he's used his influence to prop up and to build up alliances all throughout law enforcement and all throughout the political landscape in the state of Texas, which is why he has gone unprosecuted for some of the craziest in the world long before Mob Ties even existed. I absolutely do believe that Jay Prince Sr. has stuck his hand on the scale because that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that All-Star JR was charged with anything without somebody being charged with the assault of him, without somebody being charged with the robbery of him. Because even in the criminal complaint, the initial criminal complaint says that while being assaulted and robbed, he came into possession of a firearm. It didn't say where the firearm came from. It doesn't say who originally had the firearm. It just says that he used the firearm. In the initial police reports, the night that the situation took place, when the police officer he held a press conference outside the restaurant, he said, and don't forget, All-Star JR was not there. So everything that police officer was investigating what took place inside the questions, everything that he was saying, it came from video footage from onlookers. It came from the video footage that the restaurant has. And it came from eyewitness testimony, people who talked to him on the scene. He said, based on his investigation, with All-Star JR not being anywhere around, he said that it appears as if a young man was being assaulted and robbed. And as a consequence of him being assaulted and robbed, he shot the people who was assaulting and robbing him. That's what the initial police investigation said the night of the incident. People are ignoring that.
That's true. I do remember that press conference. I did indeed cover it, man. But ultimately, right, because I do want to keep this under 20 minutes. What do you, and this the last question, what do you expect now, not what you hope, right? Because we all hope that All-Star JR beat this, because I do feel like, again, man, like, you know, mine stands on street niggas, but I do feel like if you get jumped on when you minding your business, being on a date. I don't give a how far you went. You should have killed every single one of them, right? Because they came with you when you was minding your business. So I hope he beat this, right? And I don't think that he went far enough. But from your expertise in terms of just, you know, being like a really like a brilliant guy who understands the court system, the law, what do you expect to happen with All-Star JR?
I expect him having to mount a defense of a lifetime. I think that we got to come Johnny Cochran. I think we have to come Benjamin Crump in order to prove that what he did was justified in the eyes of the law. Because when you look at everything that took place, when you look at all the initial police reports, when you look at everything that we learned after that, right? People can say, well, he was dumb because he made a rap record about it. He made a video about it. He should have did this. He should have did that. He should have took to social media. Hey, listen, none of that negates the fact. None of that takes away from the fact that he was being assaulted and robbed by a mob of people who he didn't even know. He had.
Folks, it might be over for Jay-Z after his little tantrum on stage, crashing out at Drake. It is now emerged that he was dissing a lot of other people, and some of these people have decided to turn the tables on old Jay-Z. One of those people, perhaps the most important of those people, being DJ Academics. Now, I didn't realize this yesterday.
Nigga voice should be bugging me sometimes, dog. I ain't gonna cap. Just something about that motherfucker voice just bug me sometimes, dog. Like, it just be aggravating me. You know, what the fuck? Like, why the fuck you sound like that? Cut
a
it
call
out,
just
man.
leaked of Sauce Walker saying F his own son and threatening to kill Drake after finding out that Drake stuck that light-skinned wee-wee in his baby mama and gave her some vicious backstrokes. This Sauce Walker and Drake beef has been going on for about a decade now. Sauce Walker dissed Drake over a decade ago because Drake didn't do a song with local Houston artists when he moved to Houston to live. Now, Sauce felt like Drake was using the Houston lingo, the Houston sauce, but he wasn't giving back to Houston by doing songs and features with him and other artists.
Come down here using our culture for lyrical content, and I ain't giving shit but a family fun day and some money to some hoes he tricking on in the club. This music with artists from everywhere but Houston. Pretty feel with H-Town.
This actually took place in 2015. Drake responded back to this at a concert in 2015 where Drake was in Houston when he said this, and he told Houston, listen, yo, whatever that F-boy saying is not going to stop me from rocking with y'all and showing love to y'all. I don't hold it against y'all that there's one hater in the city. And Sauce Walker took offense to this, like a great deal of offense to this, even though he dissed Drake first.
Honest with you, I don't give a f what anyone ever says about me. This is a place that I love with all my heart. I'm trying to give you more than I ever took from you. You understand what I'm saying? I'm really honest with you. I don't give a f what anyone ever says about me. This is a place that I love with all my heart. I'm trying to give you more than I ever took from you. You understand what I'm saying? I'm really honest with you. I don't give a f what anyone ever says about me. This is a place that I love with all my heart. I'm trying to give you more than I ever took from you. You understand what I'm saying? I'm really honest with you. I don't give a f what anyone ever says about me.
This was all taking place around the same time Meek Mill and Drake was beefing. So after Drake said that at the concert, Sauce Walker responded back to Drake by dropping a remix to Back to Back, right? He called it Whack to Whack. Now, this was a Sauce Walker Drake diss track. And here are the lyrics to this. And you let me know if you guys think this is some fire or if it's mid. But a lot of people like forgot about this era. Like, I'll be real, like the 2015, 2016 era of hip hop is all lost. Like, to a lot of people, this is like new. So Sauce Walker said on the Whack to Whack diss track, he wrote, oh man, this blank trying to call the drip a dance. He trying to steal the flavor, but he can't. This ninja got a punani in his pants. I don't want to hear I'm picking on this ninja again. I knew the first day we met that we could never be friends. Cause you a MFing bit, you a clown, actor, the type to be on Bad Girls Club and Supernatural. Casting called ninjas, your whole life is fake. Your name Aubrey in the 6. They ain't call you Drake. You been wanting to be a rapper, but that ish was whack. Drop some songs that didn't work, so you had to act. I'll be real, bro. Again, man, my commentary might come across as like I'm biased. Listen, I'm not biased, bro. Y'all know I'm not biased, bro. I like Sauce Walker, but this is not his best work. This is not his best work. Okay, this is not his best. This is trash. So he goes, Nickelodeon ninja, coaching ninja. You ain't black. You a effing Cambodian ninja. Degrassi got cut and put your life on hold. So you came to H-Town to start riding that pole. Old geek-eyed ninja, what is that syrup at Treasure, spending your money on these bees, little perv. And I ain't talking about dancers. You was paying for pee. I was pimping, so I knew about that ish. Hey, listen, man. The rumor out there is, if you guys don't know, by the way, now this is the rumor, because if Joe Budden said this on his podcast, if it's not true, Drake, don't be mad at me, okay? But Joe Budden says that women have came out and said, yo, whenever a woman sleeps with Drake, Drake gives her $2,500 and an NDA, right? $2,500, sign his NDA, bound to secrecy. Now, if he's paying these women to sign an NDA, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because I don't think anybody in their right frame of mind would say that Drake needs to pay for P. Like, clearly, like, this is like an exchange. Hey, bro, I'm giving you this for your secrecy. But y'all get the gist of things. Now, according to Sauce Walker himself, the beef with Drake was not just all online. Apparently, they got active before, right? Because he would explain to academics, yo, me and Drake has had altercations in the past. It just ain't make the internet. But there's been run-ins with me and Drake. And I was shocked to hear this. And it's kind of like went like under the radar and ignored.
Over you constantly coming in the city, I'm constantly traveling around the world. We gotta bump into each other. There's no such thing as not bumping into each other. And every altercation that me and Drake have had over the years, like y'all seen what y'all seen on camera, but it's a whole bunch of that will go on in the city of Houston that's not on camera with different conversations and encounters where we run into each other. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I've always addressed every situation I ever, like, whatever I do on the internet, I'm gonna do it in real life. Like, I probably do worse in real life. So I address the situation like a man on multiple times. And over the years, you know, sometimes we'll bump heads over the, or like we'll have an argument about like around each other, like Instagram, whatever. Like, the one thing I say about Drake, like, he gonna respond. Like, you know what I'm saying? Feeling like Drake ain't gonna respond, or like, you know what I'm saying, or he gonna like run from, like, I've like pulled up on Drake multiple times, like on some pressure. Bro, don't run from the situation. He gonna come talk to me over here. Let's talk like me and a whoop, or like try to stud up for him. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be me. We gonna be us. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that, like, Drake, he not gonna like act like this. If it's around him or he know that it's approaching, he not gonna like act like it don't exist, or he not like gonna like try to shun away or like do some scary.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
One of those where be like, yo, what y'all talking about?
Yeah, like, what y'all talking about?
I don't even know I was doing that.
Yeah.
Now, Sauce Walker was under the assumption that this beef with Drake had been squashed, because he even told academics that Drake reached out and they squashed it and they talk as men. Now, I don't know how long this peace treaty lasted, or if Drake had that boy on skates just to slime him out for his baby mama. But yeah, this beef was far from over, even when Sauce Walker thought it was over.
It got to a point where bro just like reached out to me, or he invited me to a party he had in Houston. He had like a get together or whatever at David Buston. He invited me to that.
It's a spot.
You know how we get down to Houston. Like, that's another thing too. It ain't that many places in the world you can go to.
No, he like David Busters everywhere. Like David Busters in Times Square.
I understand that. But
I think that's just like one play.
That whole setup of how that vibe is, though.
You probably got that from Houston.
I'm telling you.
That's some play, David Busters.
We do that in a lot of spots. We do that in a lot of spots. Bowling alley, race car place, Top Golf. Like, Houston is a place where it's gonna be some rich player from the city gonna come to this place with 30,000, 50,000, 20,000, whatever y'all want, We shutting the club. We shutting this event space down tonight. And that's gonna be our thing. We finna come here and smoke weed. We finna have girls up here twerking. We finna turn whatever this. If this was, like I said, it could be not Chuck E. Cheese because that's for kids. But I'm just saying.
Sauce Walka was under the assumption his beef with Drake was squashed. I don't think Drake was aware. Like I don't think Drake got the memo that he wasn't supposed to be beefing with Sauce Walka anymore. Because when Sauce Walka and Adam 22 got into it, Adam 22 will go on his podcast with Whack 100 and he will state that when he was on FaceTime with Drake, Drake says some non-favorable things about Sauce Walka. And when this clip went out there, Sauce Walka responded back to Drake, again, just restarting their beef again, right? That was supposedly squashed last year.
Talk about the G-Wagon, so I'm just listening.
Let's just say that Drake has been giving me a little bit more information about Sauce that I might not otherwise have.
I'm trying to. So
even back then, like I don't know, like he's someone who just decided that he wanted to beef with me, even though I've always shown him full respect. And honestly, even when me and Drake were having our little FaceTime powwow about him last night, like Drake, it was like, yeah, I respect him. He's a hustler. He made something out of himself out of Texas, but he just got to stop popping that. He's something that he ain't. And I'm like, yes, exactly. It's like, it's weird that me and Drake feel like we kind of got the same exact treatment from him.
You think?
I mean, he's not some fucking business genius that he wants to paint himself as. And if he was, why would you be on Twitch for 9 hours a day to 200 people?
I don't think Drake wanted that information out. I think Drake and Adam was just gossiping, right, about Sauce Walka, probably randomly, like very briefly. And then he shared that where Drake is saying, man, Sauce be thinking he the man. He not really the man. He not really popping how he think he popping. But Sauce Walka took offense to this and he responded. And apparently like that, like that peace treaty him and Drake had went out the window after this moment right here.
I think somebody said Sauce Walka be acting like he really him, but he ain't really him like that. I'm trying to understand where that makes sense. I'm trying to understand where I'm trying to understand where and how is Sauce Walka not him like that, but he think he him like that. I'm just trying to I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to get it. When you look across the street, right there, right all the way across the street, don't they see Enterprise? You see that sign over there? It say Enterprise, right? If anybody on the splat ever use Enterprise, okay, well, this is my Enterprise.
Apparently, though, between the timeline of the academics interview from last year and today, within that timeline, Sauce Walka and Drake reignited their feud. They're back beefing. And within that timeline, Drake found a way to crack Sauce Walka baby mama. This is the baby mama that Drake apparently gave vicious backstrokes to. Now, I can't tell if this is a pog or a light-skinned woman. I honestly can't tell, yo. Like, yo, a lot of these IG chicks, yo, the white girls look like they light-skinned. I just can't tell. But regardless, apparently the baby mama is now Sauce Walka top op and number one enemy because Drake cracked, right? Sauce Walka is calling her phone, telling her F her son. It's beef, it's smoke, it's war because she dealt with Drake and she smashed Drake, knowing that Drake and Sauce Walka don't get along. So she leaked a call where she's telling her that he's gonna shoot up Drake's car and that he run the city. This is just ego stuff, right? Like, this is a conversation where you find out that man has stuck beef stick in your woman, in your baby mama, and you just letting her know that you is bigger, badder, tougher, and better than him. But because it's Drake, right, you can't really play the, man, you smash a bump, you can't really play that call, so you got to play the I'm gangster, he not card. But I don't think she can. Like, I think she is fully aware that this man Drake is the biggest thing on the planet. So regardless of street credibility, she still feels like he's better.
They don't say nothing about me with my baby mama or nothing. I'ma handle y'all. It's that simple. I don't give a what the consequences is.
Why? Yeah, you handle me. You already handle me. So what the matter? You already put your hands on me. You already do all that already. So what the even matter?
I got you jumped by my hoes. I will put my hands on you though, but I didn't. You got jumped by my black hoes. This shit on video.
Yeah, because you had me set up. Are you proud of that? Does that make you feel good?
I will get you jumped again. I don't give a. Just like I get Drake smoked, I will get Drake car shot at.
He said he would. He said he would.
Nobody talking about.
Okay, you need to calm down.
No, I don't need to do nothing.
Yeah, you do.
I'm so disappointed in Sauce Walker, man. In his Drake diss track, Whack to Whack, he admitted that he's a pimp. So Sauce Walker is supposed to operate on a different frequency that regular men aren't. I know. My father told me at a very early age, vagina was made to get effed.
Right. He ain't
You
wrong.
could never, ever be disappointed or shocked that a broad gave it up. If it's one thing they gonna do is give it up. Bro, you knew the consequences of beefing with Drake. You knew there was gonna be pain behind that. And by pain, I mean her vagina gonna feel pain behind that. You knew one of your girls was gonna get F, bro. Just pray that it wasn't the main one. Right? Bambi, Bombi, whatever her name is. Just pray it wasn't her. And I'll be real, you probably gotta check her phone, man. Drake a sniper. But you crashing out as a P, as somebody who's part of the ism, who's part of the game? Mr. Put it in my hand, you crashing out over a broad, you really to do life over it? You already made a bad decision by giving this broad like a kid. You already made a bad decision.
That's not the reason.
Do you really want to compound the bad decision, giving her a kid, then crashing out over her and doing life because she gave up her vagina? What sense does that make? What sense does that make? And I'll be real, right? And I'll say life in prison because that's charitable. That's if you can get to Drake. 9 times out of 10, you probably will get smoked trying to play with Drake, man. Drake walk around with 9-foot-tall off-duty officers as security guards, bro. Drake walk around with the avatars, man. Right? Avatars, bulletproof trucks, a carousel of vehicles, police escorts. You try to get to Drake as a death sentence. I don't understand why you would even play like that. Now, if you're saying it over that phone call, that means you have thought about it. And if those thoughts is creeping in your mind, if you were so bothered that Drake smashed one of your chicks, bro, you got to give up like the ism, bro. Like you got to give up being in the game, homie, because that's sad.
You might have to.
Man, y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this, okay? If you're still watching this video.
That nigga ain't wrong, Sauce. You might have to throw in a towel, boy, if you out here doing that. This the fucked up part about it. The bitch recorded it and put it out. What? That baby must have not been yours. See, it's more to the story. It's just, we just ain't got the whole scope. It's more to this shit. It got to be more to it because he said fuck the jit too. He like, and it's supposed to be his? No. It must not be his. That's when they go doing that shit. I'm gonna tell you for real, no bullshit. Nigga find out the jit way. Oh man, that's cold. I don't know though. We don't know.
And you want to watch another good video?
That's a good question, bro. I done been on my boy. I that the jit ain't yours. Hey, but I was happy. I was like, I knew it. I knew it wouldn't. I fucking knew it, man. All these bitches talking about that jit like me. This a baby. This is a black baby. Shit. I'm talking about a baby look like me. Let that baby grow up, man.
This white nationalist, this racist white dude pulls up on Myron to confront Myron, and it backfired badly against him. Now, he pulled up with that good old white supremacist talk. The white man is the greatest. In the beginning, the white man created the heaven and the earth. The land of the free was created by the white man. So the free in the land of the free does not apply to anybody who's not white. All right? How dare these ungrateful, mooching non-blacks don't worship the ground a white man walk on. They get to enjoy the sun rays and the moonlights the white man created. So these people are lunatics. So he pulls up with that lunatic white supremacist talk, thinking he had a friend in Myron. And initially, it felt like he had a friend in Myron. And then he got to thinking he was above the program, and he got put in place because of it.
I don't agree with you when you say that none of us exist. Obviously, I want to deport the non-whites. I want to get rid of the blacks.
Well, I didn't say you guys don't exist.
Okay, so
I said that it's not like a viable excuse anymore to claim systemic racism.
But we
or
are real, right? You agree white nationalism and white supremacy is real?
yeah, it exists, but it's not to keep anyone from success. Is my argument.
Do you support white nationalism?
This one of the wildest conversations. Bro pulled up to tell Myron, stop saying systematic racism don't exist. Stop saying racism don't exist because yes, it does. We try to get rid of black people. Now, crash dummies like this who aren't smart enough to hide their racism, they are crash dummies. They're going to crash and burn eventually. They will fizzle out. We don't even have to worry about them. Their only use is we can now use them as a testimony that we not crazy. You see, the white boys who are covert with their racism, who hides it, who hide behind microaggressions and work their way into the fabric of society, climb their way up to the top, and then kick the ladder away from the top to keep black people out and create systems to keep us out. Those are the white boys we got to be afraid of. And those white boys hate white boys like this because white boys like this tell the real and the reality of what we're dealing with. You see, these crash dummies, they're probably more hated by their own than black people. See, black folks, we find at least some use in crash dummies like this. We can point and say, we not crazy. People like this exist. Right, we not crazy when we apply for that job and we don't ever get a call back. We don't ever get no correspondence whatsoever. And then we reapply under a whiter name and we get a call back. We not crazy when we at a job for 10 years and we more qualified and more skilled than our coworkers. However, our coworkers keep coming up for promotion after promotion after promotion, and we more skilled and we work harder, but our names ain't never called. We're not crazy for saying, maybe it's racism. Maybe. We not crazy, right? When we apply for them schools and we get in decline, even though we more qualified than we not crazy. And crash dummies like this is testimony that we not crazy. So when I hear rhetoric like this, I love for rhetoric like this to be repeated out loud so we can put, see, Buddy is so deplorable, he even had Myron a little flustered. Like, Myron tried to compromise with him, like, hey, bro, we could all live in harmony. Even if you want whites to have their own place in America, we could live segregated. Buddy said, no, I don't believe in living in harmony. I don't believe in living in harmony. I want for white folks to have this country. I want all non-whites out this country now. Oh, I want the Civil Rights Act revoked. I want rights for black people taken back. I want women's rights to be... people like this are creatures you think only exist on social media, but no, they exist in real life.
I support any groups of people to exercise nationalism. I've been very vocal about this. I think if people want to be black nationalists, people want to be Mexican nationalists, people want to be nationalists in general, and they love their group of people, that's fine. I've always thought it was weird how white nationalists can't be white nationalists without being called some pejorative term or, lose job opportunities. Meanwhile, other groups of people can be nationalists with no consequence. So I think, I think every group of people should be able to be proud of their skin and their heritage.
So that's going to be a civil war, right? If there's black nationalists, white nationalists, Latino nationalists, that's just going to be a civil war, correct?
Well, I think that there's ways to, mitigate that and exist in harmony. I mean, Lincoln Rockwell had a great admiration for Malcolm X.
Nationalism literally means we don't want to live in harmony. We want to have our own nation.
Well, you can do that via segregation. You can do it via... There's other ways to go about it, but
so with the Civil Rights Act, we want to repeal the Civil Rights Act. You are against that, correct?
I just don't think that's a viable that's a realistic option in 2026.
So, okay, but once we repeal the 19th Amendment, the entire reason that white nationalists want to do that is because then women won't vote, and then we'll win on white nationalism. Correct? Isn't that the entire goal?
I don't know about that, man. I mean, the reality is that whites are dropping off when it comes to the majority, and then
we want to stop that. We want to get rid of the.
Of course, I get that. I get that, but
the greatest lie that we've been told as Black people, probably the most dangerous lie, is that we have to go out of our way to meet people like this in the middle, right? And it's usually like the covert racists, the ones who are hiding how they really feel because they really feel like this, like people like Steven Crowder, right, and others. Like they'll say, well, listen, man, we should have discussions. And Steven Crowder goes to the Black barbershops, and the Black people in the barbershops is welcoming Steven Crowder and having a full-on 3-hour conversation with him. Yo, you cannot psychologize, you cannot analyze, you cannot articulate or have any middle ground with these people. These people have a philosophy that they should be treated as pariahs for. They should be thrown to the crevices of society and left there because they're bigots and they have no place in society. And no Black people should even entertain this, right? We should roast this, we should laugh at this, we should clown this, right? And don't take it seriously at all. Don't have no real meaningful discussions with people like this at all. This man even admitted, hey, listen, bro, this.
Man, that nigga looked like he was ready to goddamn do some bullshit where he was at up the right then, start shooting shit. That nigga a skinhead. He looked like he plotting some shit. He's planning some activity. They talk about people calling and reporting the FBI on people. I want to report that nigga to the FBI right now. FBI. Y'all need to research this motherfucker right here.
This thing y'all call democracy, they can't vote allowed. And we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that the playing ground are uneven. Then why aren't we doing everything in our power to make sure?
We need to invest.
I
agree.
Right here, FBI agents. This is the nigga right here with this skinhead, this suit on. He's strapped right now. Look. Y'all need to investigate him. He planning some shit. Look at this nigga right here, man. This is Michael Myers, Jason, and one before they died. Before Jason wouldn't have drowned when he was a little kid and he was a racist motherfucker and grew up. This is what this nigga would be, a skinhead looking like this. FBI investigate this nigga. I bet he got some bullshit. He planning some shit. I bet he in a group with some niggas and they all planning some shit. You need to look into this white man right here. Look at this nigga. Just look at him.
Let's talk about white people.
Now this is that if there was ever a suspicious white person. The way this nigga talking to how he look right now.
You guys don't have your women in check at all. White women in general don't want to date white men. A lot of them, are totally cool with being. A lot of them put off and push feminist propaganda. They're fooled by the Jews. They tend to be very impressionable. You guys need to get your women in check, and that is why you guys have the birthing crisis that you guys have. Is because white women don't necessarily subscribe to having children young, having big families. They'd rather pursue,
So actually, the reason that I'm here is because when I was on Twitter, all the Wignat chicks told me to come here and to ask you to stop women. That was actually the original argument I was supposed to have.
No, we need to continue them because they're the reason why you guys are getting replaced, quite frankly.
Okay,
so you should be having this discussion with your white women, actually, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, look, so you're here white women, is that correct?
Yes, a lot of them subscribe to progressive ideologies that are the reason why you guys are quickly declining in citizenship.
You're not white. We don't need you talking to white women, trying to interact with them at all.
And that's the problem.
Right.
That's the problem. I don't need to be white to give a. See, here's the thing. You're behaving like a black person now. You're chimping out.
Oh, look at the caucasity of this white man. So this man spent, his whole grand soliloquy talking about black folks and what we should have and shouldn't have, and how we shouldn't have rights. Our women shouldn't be able to vote, and black this, and why black don't deserve this and black deserve less. But then when Myron talks about white women, now all of a sudden that's out of bounds. Myron shouldn't be able to talk about white women, but he should be able to talk about what the black community needs or don't need. These people are the same people who sit on Twitter and lie about statistics and crime statistics and this and this to vilify black people. This is what they spend their time on Twitter creating their own crime statistics, fudging the numbers to make black folks look like villains, right? To like make us look like people you can't live by and live near. So you spend 90% of your time talking about black people. Myron gets to talk about white people. Now all of a sudden that's out of bounds. If you're not white, you shouldn't be able to speak on white. So why are you speaking on black folks then?
You're literally behaving like a white person. You are behaving like a black person. So here's the difference. See, here's the funny part.
Not your women, Myron.
When I criticize black people, they'll sit there and say stupid. You're saying you're not black, so you can't criticize us. You're doing the same shit about now because I don't have to be. I don't see. Here's the thing. Hey, Baldy, age of 47, relax.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Age of 47, relax.
No.
Here's the thing. I don't have to be white to be able to identify white problems as to why you guys have the problems that you guys have. Clearly, you don't have the platform or the ability to tell these women to get back in the kitchen. So guess what? Now I got to do it for you because you don't have the platform to do it. So the reality is that, look, man, you can do what you want to do. You can say what you want to say. You can be a white nationalist. Cool. I actually fight and defend for your ability to do so. But if we're going to have this discussion about white replacement, etc., well, who controls and who are the gatekeepers to sex? It is the woman. So stop complaining. Stop crying because you sound like a black right now. Let's be honest. You have a victim mindset. Stop being a pussy. Get out there. Tell your women. Stop subscribing to feminism. Start creating families. Start going in the church. And start getting some white babies.
Can I respond?
Sure.
Okay, so look, to some degree, I actually do agree with you. But here's the thing. The problem here is that, we white people, we got to figure out what the roles are going to be for white men and white women. The problem is I've talked to a lot of white folks. We don't want your Muslim, get the women back in the kitchen, put a garbage bag on their head. We don't want that. So when you're promoting that stuff, that's never going to work for us. Do you understand that?
If it was our business, I would point out the hypocrisy in wanting to revoke women's right to vote while also advocating for the sovereignty and the rights of modern women. Those two views are opposing and clashing. You don't believe that women should lose their right to vote while also saying you are against women like taking on more traditional roles. To me, that doesn't make sense, right, at all. And a lot of these dudes, like they present as if they talk well, but they are idiots. Like they're dummies, right? And once you get behind the shock factor of it, you really get to realize they're not really saying nothing. They don't really have a plan. Their racist agenda probably breaks down by step 2. They don't know nothing else beyond step 1. Step 2, it breaks down. It completely falls apart. Step 1 is get rid of all the non-whites from out of America. Okay, cool. Well, that's about what, like 100+ million people? All right, cool. Then what's next once you do that? Once you get rid of 100 million people in the workforce, what's next? What do you do? All right, who's gonna run the factories? All right, who's gonna do the fast food jobs? Who's gonna be your doctors, your Indian doctors, your Chinese doctors, your black doctors? They're all gone. Who's your nurses? All right? Oh, how are you going to explain to your billionaire homies who run sports leagues that black folks are no longer welcome in America to play basketball? So now guess what? Who got to play basketball now? The whites? The plan breaks down by step 2, which is why you don't even take this seriously. This is not even a viable thing. This is just somebody who is committed to ruining his life. So he's on a national platform spewing these ideas. And in about 5 or 10 years, all right, when he realizes he's like a pariah now, he's going to come back begging for mercy and voting Democrat like Richard Spencer. So he gets visibly upset and even more frustrated at Myron because Myron wouldn't stop speaking on white folks. Now, I'll be real. I got to give Myron credit here. All right? Because if Jesse Lee Peterson was in Myron's shoes, this conversation would be a whole lot different. Jesse Lee Peterson would have done the dance. He would have put on that strong man for them white folks, and he would have did the dance. Myron is at least keeping it fair, at least keeping it neutral, at least keeping the same energy for both sides.
Promoting Islam?
Yeah, you're Islamic. We don't want your Islamic value.
Actually, if you watch my podcast, I don't really talk about religion ever.
your literally view of women is basically Islamic, correct? That you hate, you hate them?
I would no. Actually, I would argue that. What are you Christian?
No, I'm an atheist.
That explains everything. Yeah, this guy just hates everybody, including God.
And, you know, while I'm here, Myron, also just for the record,
God is black. I don't worship him. No, Jesus wasn't there.
Myron, one more thing I gotta tell you.
So yeah, like
1 second, let me just say one more thing.
My thing is no, because you're coming in from a position where you don't know. I don't promote Islam. I'm actually very like I respect religion. I understand religion, but I kind of find it funny because Islam, Christianity, the Abrahamic religions in general kind of solve this problem. So maybe you might want to find God.
Yeah, I hate them all. No.
Okay, that's the problem. You might want to find God, and that would help you.
But no, listen, your view of women is basically Islamic. You hate them. You want them to wear garbage.
No, it's based on all the Abrahamic religions. Devout Christians, devout Jews, and devout Muslims would agree with me that women need to be subservient to men. That's how it's always worked.
Excuse me, who are you?
Got the Karen. Let's go.
I literally have no idea who you are.
Okay, so I don't know what just happened. Female entitlement. She just cut the line. Whatever.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to say? Age of 47 or no?
Who are you?
Age of 47.
Yeah, one more thing. I'm 1/4 Ashkenazi. Just FYI.
That makes sense. Very Jewish. Very Jewish. That makes sense. A white nationalist that's a Jew. That's crazy, bro.
I despise people like this, but I enjoy things like this going viral because at least we have proof. At least we have a witness that we're not crazy, right? You know, that people who think like this, they're in the fabrics of society. They're in the upper echelons. They're dominating certain fields and industries, but they're not dumb enough to really express these opinions, you know, but you would know how they really feel, right? Based on however, you know, like industry, however systems they're able to put in place in effect at the top of their industry. Nick Fuentes even told the gropers, hey, don't be too expressive on Twitter, on social media. We want you guys to go to these Ivy League schools. We want you guys to work your way up into the upper echelons of society and then make the change once you're in place.
Yeah, but that shit ain't gonna make the changes in the places where the shit need to be changed at any motherfucking way. Every time I see that shit, I'm gonna say, shout out to motherfucking Spurs, nigga. Hey, man, they the motherfucking champions. Because ain't no way New York beating them unless Wemby get injured. And if Wemby get injured, they still not the right champion. They still not. But I would like to see New York win that bitch. I ain't gonna cap to you. I would like to see New York win that bit.
Own house, drive her own whip, Range Rover all white like a coat tip. She got a pretty style, smell real good. Only time she need a man for that good jewel. She got a ball too, they superstars too.
Be delusional, be so crazy to where people can't understand what is going on in your head. I don't care what anybody thinks. Listen to me, I'm so obsessed with what I'm doing right now. I'm so obsessed with the clothes and the practicing and the time and the commitment of putting energy and real. Be delusional, be so crazy to where people don't.
Damn, boy. 500 is wild, boy. Shit, I'd have got the fuck away from everybody too if I had. 500, what? Yeah, I'd be in Italy somewhere too, dude. That damn show be in Italy somewhere. That ain't gonna happen. All right, what's next?
Counting up this new money every single day I'm home. I ain't worried about what they be on. You do what you can, I live a lifestyle on the daily home. Raises on my right wrist, I got 80 on. My fake is strong. My bitch on top with tape in. She don't ride it with no lace on. The lean port, the ace gone, the double R, the gray stone. The inside, blueberry, and the outside is they look out the window. What do I see? A couple yachts, they got some thoughts that track the 7 seas. Got CCs and Louis V's out of every season. Carter me, please, 4Gs, make them stop breathing. It's hard to stomach that. I'm out running laps and I ain't coming back. Maybach jumping like a jumping jack. Off the mumble rap, where Roddy at? I be chasing chicken, had to cut the fat. Only wear it one time, did a show, forgot to cut the tag. Another day, another seal, another deal, another bag. Was 19, charting up the jets, I'm in another class. Niggas couldn't even tell I was out getting cash. Graduated from the streets, I ain't gotta bring up my guy in the window. What do I see? A couple yachts, they got some thoughts that track the 7 seas. Got CCs and Louis V's out of every season. Carter me, please, 4Gs, make them stop breathing. Look out the window, what do I see? A couple yachts, they got some thoughts that track the 7 seas. Got CCs and Louis V's out of every season. Carter me, please, 4Gs, make them stop breathing. Nothing on that beat. Oh. Late at night. Kiss me in the morning or late at night. Long as you come through, I'ma make it come over.
Hell yeah.
Over, I'ma treat you like I'm supposed to.
You mean what I'm gonna do?
Never made no time for these niggas. Cause when I ride, I'ma ride.
Yeah.
I can't fuck with nobody. I can't keep living like this. I can't. I tell her what it is.
Yeah, I'll take it for her.
She know that I've been all on the
I'll take it for her.
So there times I wanna give you touch, but I can't. Bitch, I really got it out the mud, climbing up the ranks. When they see me outside, I'm a high roller. I've been on the global jet, but nigga, I fly so. And I got the Gucci splatter, don't want a knick-knack. 50 racks, I'm about to break off like a Kit Kat. Get a purse, got it, it's like a weave on the back. I just fucked off $1 million, but I still gotta say. So I know that I'm the realest, she know I'm just in your face. She know that I'm the same nigga that was pushing K. She know I got the game, but I'm never gonna give it back. Every time that we fuck, I gotta run it back. Late at night, kiss me in the morning or late at night.
No, my
Long
house
as you
in
come
Vegas.
through, I'ma make it come over and over. I'ma treat you like I'm supposed to. You better never make no time for these niggas. Cause when I ride, I'ma ride with you.
My house.
I told Shawty never get too comfortable. I like to feel like the pussy untouchable. I like to feel like it's never
You
going
too?
one way. I like to see your body dripping, Eliante. I say I like the way I took you on the wave. I had you screaming my name. Turn me on, Josh.
Love y'all niggas, chat. W motherfucking day.
I think with demons and yeah, I admit it. Get too high, gotta touch my kidney. Nigga be hoes, gotta mind my business. Call from the bed, they run up your minute. Watch these hoes, they do it for him. Fuck for hoes, tryna turn me a stripper. I don't trust niggas, so around my nigga. Crushed up basic, bust down M. Can't trust twice, cause it ain't that simple. Bitch so down, I rap my nigga. You grab to the rack, and the nigga to the mirror. He got caught, cause I know he didn't. You know damn well he can't duck from switch. You gotta shoot for cause that bitch be glitch. I miss my dog, gotta stay on my feelings. This my dog, gotta stay on my. Yeah. Love my block, and I love my city. We call
$326 billion was taken. What, bitch? What?
They didn't lose it. It was taken.
Our welfare system.
Bitch, do you know how much 326 billion is? It said 326 billion was taken. I don't think people understand the difference of the amount of a million and a billion. 300. How much did I just say? 26. $320. Just the I don't even know what the fuck this about. But if anybody, imagine having 400 billion and a nigga take 326 billion from you. What? You still straight, right? Because you got like 74 billion. But this a nigga took 326 billion. Do you? Oh my God. I don't even feel right. Okay, my shit right. Okay. Man, that shit don't even sound right. 326 billion or what? What the fuck? Is this the reason? This added to the $1 trillion debt. This got to be added to the $1 trillion deficit of America or something.
They didn't
So
lose
let me
it.
just see
It
what
was
the fuck this
taken.
is about.
Our welfare system has itself become a poverty trap.
This administration today, here and now, declares unconditional war on poverty in America.
For decades, we've been fed a specific narrative that Black communities disappeared because of poverty, crime, and the free market. But that's a public myth. What actually happened was a legally engineered $326 billion real estate heist.
And the federal government is
Man, don't tell me 326. They took 326 billion from. They took 326 billion, bro. That was niggas' reparation money right there. They took niggas' reparation, bro. They took niggas' reparations. Do you know how much 326 billion is? That's niggas' reparations. That's what they stole. I just understood why I felt so emotional about that number. $326 billion. That was niggas 40 acres and a mule. That was niggas 40 acres and a motherfucking mule. 326 billion? They got money for wars but can't feed the poor. Pop, I heard you, bro. I heard you, bro. They got money for wars but can't feed the poor. And I be on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok looking at all the creators giving back to all the homeless and fucked up people in the world, giving them back 10,000, 50,000 new houses and cars and shit. And all type of shit. Like, this what's up. But on the scale of the government could do such a larger scale. Instead of stealing 300, I don't even know if it was the government. Let me see. God damn.
in accomplice to this act, something called urban renewal,
Man.
which means moving Negroes out.
Local governments weaponized the word Black. And once a neighborhood was labeled blight, eminent domain gave them legal cover to clear thriving ecosystems and hand them directly.
I don't think niggas understand how much weight that is. Like, do you know how much that weighs in pounds? All right, check this out. a bill weighs a gram. Of course, billions of dollars, they got that shit in hundreds. They ain't got no motherfucking ones. So in $100 bills. Okay. What is the exact number? It's 4 something make a pound, right? Like 430. It's a pound. So if you got 430 $100 bills. Hold on, man. Let me just ask. Let me just ask. Hey, yo, what's up?
Not much. What's on your mind?
Tell me how much $326 billion weighs in $100 bills.
3,260,000 kg, or about 7.19 million pounds. The math: all U.S. bills weigh exactly 1 gram. A $100 bill means you need 3.26 billion individual notes to reach $326 billion. 3,260,000,000 grams equals 3,260,000 kg. Dot.
Nigga, that is $7 million. That's 7.1 million pounds. Nigga, 326 billion is 7.1 million. To really round it up, 7.2 million pounds. All right, so a nigga like me, I could carry probably like 200 pounds, right? 250 on my back, on my shoulders like this. I could carry that shit, you feel me? 250. I'm just thinking like size-wise. Niggas stealing. Hold on, man. Fuck up. Hold on. I still don't even know shit about the story.
Poor developers. They didn't destroy failing slums. They stole appreciating gold mines. And the men who mastered the system became some of the wealthiest people in American history. Magic Johnson watched all of this happen from the inside. He made his money. He became a name. And then he asked the question that most people with his level of wealth never bothered to ask. Who actually controls what gets built and where? The answer wasn't athletes. It wasn't entertainers. It was the people who understood that the real power isn't in the money. It's in the mechanisms, the legislation, the investment mandates, the zoning boards, the financial instruments that determine which neighborhoods get capital and which one get cleared. So Magic didn't just invest his wealth. He learned the architecture of the system itself. The same financial and legislative blueprints used to extract wealth from Black communities and used them to mandate institutional investment right back in. He didn't break the system. He outplayed the architects. The question isn't how Magic Johnson made $1 billion. The question is, how do you use their own playbook to buy the dirt back?
When I was at this level, yeah, I could deal with you. But I'm not at that level no more.
Picture 1857, Manhattan. Andrew Williams stands on his own land. He's a property owner. Has been for years. A real stake in the community. And now there's an official standing in front of him holding a document. It's not an offer. It's not a negotiation. It's a notice. His land is being taken, not because he failed, not because he broke the law, not because he fell behind on his debts. A decision was made in a room he was never allowed to enter. And that decision is now standing on his front steps with paperwork. Cut to Lansing, Michigan. 1970s. A young Irving Johnson rides through his neighborhood. Border storefronts, empty lots where businesses used to be, no bank branches, no outside investment, no corporate presence of any kind.
My dad was hustling, so it made me have a hustler's mentality too.
And here's what matters about what he's looking at. These aren't failing neighborhoods. People live here, work here, spend money here every single day. The demand is real. The community is real. The capital just refuses to show up. Ownership means nothing unless you control the system that decides whether it survives.
If you don't dream it, you can't become it.
They didn't lose their land. The system collected it. For generations, the story handed to us about Black neighborhoods was simple. They declined naturally. Not enough financial literacy. Not enough individual initiative. Community that simply couldn't sustain itself. That story collapses the moment you look at the actual record. Families who lost their land weren't failing. They held legal deeds. They ran local economies. They were building the kind of generational foundations that it takes decades to construct. What happened to them wasn't a market correction. It was a coordinated extraction, executed through legal instruments most people never learn exist. Eminent domain, tax liens, the quiet, deliberate withholding of commercial investment. The mechanism varied. The outcome never did. Land moved out of Black hands, got transferred into institutional developers at a fraction of its real value, and got repackaged as progress. The residents weren't outspent. They were outmaneuvered by a legal framework specifically designed to make the theft look inevitable. Everyone knows the official story. Industry changed, population shifted, crime went up, poverty set in. Bad decisions compounded over time, producing urban decay. It's a clean, self-contained narrative. And it's told so often that most people never stop to question it. But notice what that story does. It places every ounce of blame on the people who live there. The financial institutions walk away clean. The city planners walk away clean. The real estate developers walk away clean. The story absolves everyone with actual power and indicts the people who had none. The data tells a different story entirely. Imagine owning land for 30 years. You bought it legally. You pay taxes on it. You built a life on it. And then one letter arrives from the city and it's gone. Not because you failed, because someone decided your land was worth more than your presence on it. Between 1920 and 1997, that letter arrived for Black families across America over and over again, stripping more than 11 million acres from communities that were, by every measurable standard, functioning, not through missed mortgage payments, not through economic downturns, through eminent domain and the deliberate manipulation of local tax assessments. This wasn't a market failure. Markets don't fail this consistently, in this many cities, against this specific demographic, over this many decades. This was a municipal strategy, executed almost flawlessly. If this video has you curious how these systems actually work, I put together a reading list, 28 books, the ones that explains how wealth, real estate, and institutional power actually moves in this country. Not the surface level stuff, the real mechanics. It's completely free. Check it out in the description. Now let's get back to the video. In 2022, the American Economic Association documented that Black farmers alone lost land whose present day value totals roughly $326 billion, stripped through USDA discrimination, tax sales, and coordinated racial violence. That was just the rural half of the ledger. In the cities, the same extraction ran through different instruments, eminent domain, blight designations, redlining, different mechanisms, same transfer. And spread across the families directly affected, that's an average of $250,000 in generational equity that never compounded, never passed down, never became the down payment on the next generation's foundation. Extracted, transferred, gone. We were told these neighborhoods failed. They were cleared on purpose. And the thing that made all of this legal was one word: blight. Not a medical diagnosis, not an objective measure of structural decay, a legal designation, one that the city council could almost apply to any neighborhood they wanted to acquire. And once applied, gave them nearly unlimited authority to take it. The process had a rhythm to it. Cut off municipal services, deny business loans to local entrepreneurs, let the infrastructure deteriorate, then point to that deterioration as proof that the land needed to be rescued. A self-fulfilling prophecy, written directly into the zoning code. The people living in these communities weren't incapable of sustaining themselves. They were legally blocked from the capital that would have let them do it, then blamed for the consequences of that blockade. Once the blight label stuck, the sequence was automatic. The city seized the land under the banner of urban renewal, paid pennies on the dollar, and handed the deed to private developers who built fortunes on top of it. These neighborhoods didn't decline. They were methodically dismantled, so the ground underneath them can be harvested. And a young man in Lansing was watching the same pattern play out on his block. He just didn't have the language for it yet. But here's where the story gets uncomfortable. Because once you understand the mechanism, once you see what's actually happening in these neighborhoods, a set of questions emerges that the official history never had a satisfying answer for. How do you legally steal land from people who hold the deeds in a country that built its entire identity around the sanctity of private property? Who walked away with the money after the governments declared these communities worthless? And how much did they make? Why are these exact locations, the ones labeled as blighted beyond repair, now sitting underneath some of the most expensive real estate in the country? What did Magic Johnson understand about the flow of institutional capital that decades of civil rights leaders and economic theorists missed? And the question that should keep you up at night, if the blueprint for this extraction is public record, why hasn't it been dismantled? And why haven't the communities it targeted used it for themselves? The answers aren't in the history of civil rights. They're in the cold mathematics of real estate development. There's a system deciding which neighborhoods survive and which ones get erased. And it's not invisible. We just weren't taught to read it. That system doesn't need hostility to function. It doesn't need a racist in a back room making obvious decisions. It runs on zoning boards, tax assessors, and institutional investment algorithms, the most boring, bureaucratic infrastructure imaginable, which is exactly why it works. Every major American city has a master plan, a silent architecture that decides where grocery stores open, where transit lines run, where property values are allowed to grow. It hides behind language like redevelopment phases and opportunity zones, terminology so dry that most people disengage.